So, over the years, even before I started my home arcade, I've been loosely collecting toys here and there, kind of in my different gaming setups at different places that my wife and I lived at. And now that I've got something more established with this arcade, I've actually probably turned that up a bit, almost tenfold. I have way more toys than I expected. And a part of some of the groups I'm seeing a lot of you guys with some awesome collections of toys and figurines to kind of complete your space. So in this video, I'm going to go over my whole entire collection, some of the cool stuff I've accumulated over the years, and especially some of my favorites. Let's take a look. So a theme of this that you're going to see is that some of the toys in this arcade, they're basically toys that my son lost complete interest in. But to start, right in front of my House of the Dead 2 setup, we have this big Venom figurine. I think my son got this for his second birthday when he was pretty much obsessed with that. I think it was more my obsession than his, though. Him and I actually picked up this pop figurine, the Venom Lethal Protector figurine here from a Comic-Con event. And then I filled it out with this Venomized Storm. And then, of course, we have the Venomized Deadpool as well. You'll see that a big theme in this collection of ours is that we really like Venom and the whole symbiote type of stuff from Spider-Man. I also got some pops for things like Mortal Kombat. So you can see I got Sonya and Sub-Zero right above my MK2 cabinet. And then if you move along above my Street Fighter 2 Partycade, I have M. Bison, Akuma, Ken, all above there, just stood up kind of just neatly there. Now, where I have most of my favorite figurines displayed are in between my arcade units, and this is actually a very recent purchase. This is from Diamond Select Toys, which I really like. This is a Cyclops, and it came with that backdrop or diorama. And then I also have War Machine, as well as Wolverine there. I believe it was the same brand that made those as well. Moving along, you have that Avengers figurine there with Captain America. And then I also have some Nintendo toys as well. I believe this Star Fox fighter, that was from like Dollarama, but the figurine was really cheap, so I picked it up. It was for like a Switch game that I don't think anyone ever played. And if we move along, more of the Diamond Select figurines. So of course, this one I really like. It's Anti-Venom. And then of course, I have beside that Carnage and Venom. These are probably some of our favorite figurines in the arcade here, and I think they look great between all my Marvel themed stuff, like my Marvel Superheroes cabinet, as well as the poster, and then you got X-Men for Street Fighter in the room as well. I think it just works with the theme. And then if you look down, I got more Wolverine, who's definitely a character I really like, as well as Iron Man. Now, if you look down below, I probably should get a little better lighting here. This is what I call one of two Gears of War shrines. I got some small figures right below, as well as a Gears of War 4 themed controller. And these are Gears of War themed energy drinks. And then right over here, what we got going on is we have the Punisher. And this one I really like, because if you look close, this is another Diamond Select figurine. This one right here, this one has the Punisher and a bad guy inside a pinball machine. And again, for the thematic of this unit here, I really like having this figurine. I think this guy looks awesome, and I think the little diorama that Diamond Select put together there is absolutely fantastic. So as it stands so far, the Diamond Select stuff I really like. I really appreciate the quality of it. Then of course we also have my Gears of War Shrine 2 with a couple different figurines from that. A lot of these guys are just Xbox themed, but I think they look fantastic. And then above the actual Marvel superheroes setup, we have the Infinity Gauntlets there to kind of punctuate it. And then below, we have more Nintendo themed stuff. So we have a Mario figurine, a Donkey Kong figurine, and of course, we have the little mushroom there that just lights up. Now, the last of the toys that I got going on, I got more of these pop figurines kind of sitting here. I'm not going to go too much into those because they're all kind of the same thing. But above, I've recently added these. So Dollarama started selling these Marvel Legends from Hasbro for very, very cheap. I believe they're like reproductions of an old school brand. But you can take a look here. And I really like these classic looking figures, and I think they look awesome in the arcade. So I got all the different characters that I could get. They were like $4 or $5 a piece. So they were very cheap from Dollarama. But the second I saw them, I pretty much bought up every single one that I could get and find and displayed them up here. I'm a huge fan of this, and I really like the way this looks in the arcade. As well, I also have a bunch of these different Marvel themed characters from Dollarama. Now these are from kind of the newer generation of Avengers. Not really my sort of thing, but I think they look cool. What I mean is I'm not as fond of the newer generation of Marvel stuff that's going on, but I think these look cool and they kind of punctuate the arcade. Now I will say these mech figures here that they have are really poorly made, but from above here and the way they're displayed, you'd never really be able to notice. Now, over on the top here, right above where I play Xbox and where I sit, these are these big, tall figures. They're like quick collectibles. My son, I think back then, we were buying them from $10 a piece, almost every single one. And there's some pretty cool ones here. I like that we have the Venomized Hulk. And I like that you have the futuristic Spider-Man, stuff like that. We collected these over the years. These were definitely when my son was really, really young. But basically they got thrown into a bucket, pretty much ready to be thrown out because we stopped touching them. And I decided, hey, they kind of fit the theme of the arcade. I'm going to hold on to them and put them up here. So I really like the aesthetic of them there as well. Ultimately, that's pretty much my toy collection here. This is what my son and I have been collecting over the years for some time now. And this is something that we'll probably continue to buy these figures and add them to the arcade. Granted, we have the space. So let me see what you guys have as well. I'd definitely be interested. This is kind of more of a more recent hobby. I mean, what I mean by that is more recent and that I'm getting more serious into collecting them. But overall, it's something I've been doing for a number of years that I definitely like. And I think they definitely add to the old school aesthetic of what I'm going for here.